Hello YouTube, it's Accurate again, back with a new video from the home studio. Now, today is the 1st of January of 2020, so we just closed up with 2019 and I think this would be a good moment in time for me to wrap up that year and look forward to the next one.
Accurate Beats.
So, I'm not gonna sit here and make a whole lot of promises about whatever I'm gonna be up to for the next year, or this year, 2020, because that's just not doable right now. I'm still recovering from everything I've been through with the brain tumor and the brain surgery and the stroke and the deafness on the right ear, the eye and the balance and everything, so I'm not promising anything, but what I am saying though is that I'm gonna keep making videos and I'm gonna keep making beats whenever I kind of feel like it. It's still gonna be some beat reviews, some tutorials, there's gonna be some gear reviews and hopefully some sponsored videos as well in the future, but I really have to take care of myself and think about my mental health first. So I'm not taking on any projects or doing anything that's not like super fun for me to do. I need to stay motivated and I need to keep being active, and I want to be active here on YouTube and social media in general, and I'm gonna try to become better at actually like answering and replying to comments and questions and things that I receive, because even though I don't run the biggest YouTube channel in the world, I think I have around 60,000 subscribers right now, I do get a lot of questions and a lot of people are reaching out to me for advice on what type of beat making gear to buy, or how to set up a home studio, or how to get started with making music. And people seem to find what I do kind of inspirational, which means a lot. That's really cool. And I'm gonna try to be helpful as much as possible. But I am still struggling with some things that are kind of related to what I've been through with the surgery and stuff. So I still have kind of a diagnosis that's called mental fatigue, which basically means that from time to time I get super tired for kind of no reason at all, and it's hard for me to plan out whenever I'm gonna have a lot of energy, a little energy, or no energy at all. Sometimes I just need to rest. That's just a part of my status and my health situation right now. So I'm gonna keep respecting that and really like taking care of myself, but also being active, and doing stuff like this actually helps me out a bit with all of these things that I'm going through. So I'm gonna keep making things, but I'm gonna be aware of my own like weaknesses, and I'm not gonna push myself too hard into doing kind of anything. So I guess that's kind of my New Year's resolution, if I have anything, that I'm not gonna step up, I'm not gonna speed up and make more things and be crazy and promise a whole lot of things. And well, it's not like the total opposite of that either, but I'm just gonna make sure to put myself and my health first, and then create stuff from that. So whenever I can't or whenever I don't feel like it, I'm not gonna force myself into any crazy projects or anything like that. So I'm gonna keep making videos, and the podcast that I'm doing is kind of a low effort situation. It's pretty much just writing down a few things on a piece of paper and then just firing up the cameras, talking about the different things that I want to talk about. Listening to some of your guys' beats has been so much fun, and just talking about them, giving them some type of beat review, that's gonna continue. But again, I don't promise any crazy amount of anything here. And I'm also gonna try to be more relaxed in front of the camera and be more myself and less like hyping myself up, try to speak super loudly and be like in your face. I know I haven't been like that, but it's probably gonna be even less of that in the future, which actually feels kind of good. So that's pretty much my future. 2020 is gonna be cool and active and a whole lot of YouTube things and fun projects, but I'm gonna be aware of my own like weaknesses and be careful with myself. That's a big thing. Now, when I look back to 2019, I'm realizing that 2019 was a huge year for me as a creative. If we're not talking about the personal things with the tumor and the surgery and the deafness and everything that's been going on, just the creative part of my life has really grown and become an even more important part of my life, even mentally, and how I feel about the stuff that I do and how I feel about myself as a creative. My hobby used to be just sitting around in my studio to make beats for pretty much myself. Now we're talking a few years back. And since then, a whole lot of things has changed just because of this YouTube channel, even though it's not huge. This has made me feel more confident about everything that I do. And the fact that people are turning to me with questions about things is so freaking cool and humbling. It's a humbling experience, the whole thing. So even though I kind of feel like, yeah, I have an audience now, this is going to be amazing, I'm amazing, this is cool, let's keep doing it, I'm also realizing that, hey, I used to be one of those guys who asked questions to other like YouTubers and people with some kind of influence over the music industry. And now I'm slowly becoming one of those persons, which is super, super cool. So I'm super thankful for that. But if we're thinking about 2019, some of my biggest and coolest things was, it just has to be the fact that I was invited and able to go to Germany twice last year. Once to the Thomann Synthreactor event, the TSR 19, in this small town called Treppendorf. And I got the opportunity to meet up with a lot of really cool and exciting YouTubers and content creators, but I also got to meet representatives from a bunch of different brands. I met some cool people from Roland, Korg, Native Instruments, IK Multimedia, Roly, Yamaha, Modal, Arturia, of course. I can't even remember all the people I met there and all the cool brands and the products, but I actually got to meet these people in person and I got to see some things and make some videos with some really cool creators as well. So that was a super, super fun experience, the TSR 19 event. Then later on, Native Instruments hosted their own event called Creator Base 19, where I got to meet up with even more cool creators. And the funny thing there was that pretty much all of us had this workflow that's almost like built up around a machine. So I made a lot of cool friends and I also learned a lot of new things about machine and new kind of workflows and tips and tricks from other YouTubers and people like that. So that was a really awesome experience as well. The living situation and the parties and the drinking and the beats and the talks, the conversations, everything there was so crazy to be a part of. And people that I've watched myself on YouTube for years was there and I got to meet them in person, and that was also like the most humbling experience ever. Super fun to be a part of. And all I hope for now, even though I don't know anything, I really hope that TSR, the Thomann Synthreactor, and the Creator Base events will happen again in 2020. And of course, I hope that I'm going to be invited to be a part of those things if I'm able to go. But I should be able to go, I really think so. And I think that those two trips that I got the opportunity to do this year, just because of this YouTube channel, yeah, that has to by far be the coolest thing I've experienced as a YouTuber or whatever you want to call me. That's really super cool, and hopefully I'll be able to do those things again or something similar like that in the next year. But when I'm thinking about my life as a creator in 2019, I can't help but thinking about those two trips. They took me on trips just because I'm this YouTuber person, which is, yeah, that's mind-boggling. I also got some really cool opportunities last year, 2019 that is, for showing off some really cool pieces of hardware and software here on the channel, such as the Electron model samples, the Uno synth and the Uno drum from IK Multimedia, this one, the Expressive E Touché, the Akai Force, The Native Instruments Complete Audio 2 and Complete Audio 6 audio interfaces. The Native Instruments M32 keyboard. Arturia Microfreak. Roland's Jupiter XM. And of course the MC707. The NDH20 headphones from Neumann. I'm not sure this one was released in 2019, but that's when I got my hands on it. The Moog DFAM. The Arturia AudioFuse 8 Pre audio interface that I still kinda wanna make a video on, but who knows. I think that's it, but maybe I forgot something. In that case, yeah, shit happens. I also made a couple of, at least to me, kind of cool videos on the Serato Studio and the Serato Sample software, as well as the Arturia Pigments, and yeah, I'm sure there's more software. And without saying too much, I kind of know about a few projects that are coming up that I'm gonna be able to show here on my YouTube channel, so stay subscribing to not miss anything that's coming up. And I do want to mention one more thing that I did in 2019 that I'm actually kind of proud of, and that is the fact that I did put out an EP this year. It's just 6 tracks of instrumental beats, and some of them are made on video here on the YouTube channel, and some of the beats are not. But yeah, the Backpack EP, it's on Spotify and whatever, the links are down below, and yeah, it feels good to know that I actually put out an EP in 2019. Just before I went into surgery, I just made sure to finish those tracks and just put it out there. So that's a win. Even though it's a kind of a small win, I have an issue sometimes finishing tracks and releasing them to the public as songs or beats or tracks. It's way easier for me to make videos, but yeah, it's an EP and it's out, and I think you should listen to it because I kind of think it's good. And to wrap this video up, I just want to make sure that you guys knows and understand that you are the main part of this channel and this creative part of my life that I keep on talking about. I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you guys. And again, the YouTube channel is starting to mean a lot for me as a person, and it's all because of you. It's again not the biggest YouTube channel in the world, but if it wasn't for this, I would just be making beats and music for myself. And now it seems like some of you guys find what I do kind of inspiring, both the techniques that I use, the beats that I make, and the videos where I talk about things. That is so meaningful to me, and I'm thankful to have an audience. So thanks a lot for subscribing and commenting and liking and sharing on social media and stuff. It really means the world to me. Even though it's just social media, it shouldn't be that important. What it represents to me has become more than just social media or just YouTube, you know? Thanks a lot for that, and thanks for all the support I got from you guys when it comes to my health situation and the tumor and everything. I just have you guys to thank for a lot of these things, and this makes me, well, see myself as, well, I don't want to use too big words here, but it just makes me really glad to know that you guys appreciate what I do. And I want you to know that I appreciate you and what you do for me a lot as well. So, however, let's all just face the new year in a positive way without too much pressure or stress or negative emotions like that. Let's just be creative and do whatever we want to do. Now I'm just talking about myself again. Well, you heard what I've said in this video, and I think that's kind of my point for this one. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and there's a podcast coming up soon. By the way, I'm gonna make the podcasts available on Apple Podcast, the apps and everything. I'm working on that, but it seems to take a little bit of time for them to progress and process the whole thing. So that's coming up. However, thanks a lot for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Until then, ha det gott, Happy New Year, yada yada.
Never dying, always living.
Yes.